Hey everyone, it's been a minute since I've done an educational video. So for my first one back, I've decided to touch on what I feel is a very important topic. One that when implemented correctly will be the single most significant contributor to your muscle building success. Hopefully I've grabbed your attention here. That is volume versus intensity, and how to use both to yield the best results. Quick definitions before we move on, just so we're all on the same page. Training volume is the total work you do. So it's weight times reps times sets. Easiest way to track it and how you see it a lot in the research is to count your total working sets. Simple. Training intensity is how heavy you lift and how close you get to failure. Your RNI, so your reps in reserve, or your RPE, so your rating of perceived exertion. This isn't how tired you feel, it's the effort you're putting into your working set. And here's the big one. Talking about volume without talking about intensity is where a lot of people go wrong. They can have tons of a volume, but very little intensity. They won't get the results they want. Or loads of intensity, a lot of effort, but not enough volume. And again, they don't get the results they want. You need both. And find the right balance for you will be the biggest factor in how much muscle you build and how quickly you build it. Before I discuss training hard and training a lot, which is essentially what we're talking about here, I want to touch on the importance of training smart. So a recent 12-week study on experienced female lifters compared 3 strategies: constant, moderate, and aggressive progression. I'm not going to talk about this a lot because I'll link to the study. But in this study, everyone got stronger. But being smart and having gradual progression, it pulls slightly ahead. So aggressive jumps didn't deliver any kind of magic. Muscle size gains were similar, and more sets ultimately showed diminishing returns. Yes, more volume equals more gains up to a point, but you got to remember that you're only human. There's only so much the body can handle. So push volume up methodically, keep sets hard, and let recovery keep pace. That's how you build more muscle without wrecking your joints and just destroying your body. How much volume, I hear you ask? So across my work and across the research, a solid target is 10 to 30 hard sets per muscle per week. Most lifters live happily in the 10 to 20 range. The 20 to 30 range is for advanced, resilient lifters. And even then, often only for short blocks. The rule of thumb is if your elbows, knees, or tendons start complaining, that's your body saying, mate, weekly volume is a bit high. Or progression is just a little bit too spicy. So back off a little bit and then build things back up. You want to listen to your body. How much per session? So per session gains usually plateau after 6 sets per muscle, with some stretching, some individuals stretching to 8 sets. Past per muscle, past that, you often just add in junk sets. So plan for 4 to 8 hard sets per muscle per workout and spread your total across the week. An in-house meta-analysis done by James Krieger looked at 9 studies and showed exactly this. So up to 6 sets, muscle gains climbed. Then beyond that, we get hit with a pretty hard plateau. Only genetic monsters handling a great deal more volume. Frequency is another important thing to discuss. So why splitting volume wins. High frequency keeps set quality high. It minimizes junk reps. Helps You rack up more effective volume without burning out. So think 2 to 5 sets per muscle per week, depending on your life and recovery. Frequent high frequency training taps into the repeated bout effect. So your body adapts faster, soreness drops, and you're able to train harder and more effectively. Intensity is obviously a really important thing. You want to train like an athlete. Fancy spreadsheets won't grow muscles if you don't train hard. So track your sessions, chase performance, bring intent to every working set. You're not just building a physique, you're building performance. After your warm-ups, take each working set close to failure. So 0 to 3 reps in reserve. Not every set needs to fail, but those final sets, that's where the those reps close to muscular failure, that's where the magic happens. Personally, if form allows it, I'll take the final set of every exercise all the way to failure. Just when doing this, make sure form stays clean when you're close to the edge. So, putting it all together. Weekly sets, weekly set targets per muscle. Beginners, 10 to 12. Intermediates, 12 to 18. Advanced, 16 to 24. Up to 30 in short blocks. Per session caps, aim for 4 to 8 hard sets per muscle per workout. If you need more volume, add an additional session. And a couple of signs to look out for, signs of overdoing it. If you notice performance drops despite good sleep and food, that's obviously a sign. Another one, nagging elbows, shoulders, or knees. That last a while, last more than a week, or just constant soreness that kills the next workout. That's a cue to trim the sets by about 20 to 30%, and then rebuild. So just bring it back a little bit, rebuild. Common mistakes and how to fix them. All volume and no intensity, which I mentioned earlier. So you're doing the sets but leaving too many reps in the tank. To fix this, load up and train close to failure while maintaining good technique. All intensity but no volume. So you go all out on a few sets and then call it. Obviously, you'd fix that by getting more volume in. Don't cram like 15 to 20 sets per muscle into a session. You're going to have, it's going to be like a junk factory. There's going to be so many wasted sets in the session. You want to spread that volume out across the week. Don't do big jumps in volume. That flares up the tendons, progress stalls. You want to have gradual progress and deload when necessary. Bottom line, train hard. Do enough quality work. Spread it out, track it, progress sensibly, do that consistently, and you'll perform like, an athlete.